Hello, hello. Welcome to today's messages. Where's my hearing? Welcome to today's messages. Let's tune in. Yes, yes. Okay. We are going to tap in for our greatest and our highest to see what messages come up for us, what is said, what is not said. It's about you watching and listening and receiving, right? What comes up for you. Okay. We got 3. Wow, 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 wow. What? Okay, Spirit. Well, it's about your blessings. This is where we're at. And the love of animals. Beautiful. Yay! It's a card we haven't seen yet. Look at it. For the love of animals. Look at the owl and the rabbit. Oh no, maybe we have seen this one before. One time we saw it. Because it was like the prey. Right? Because the owl hunts the rabbit. But the rabbit is safe with this figure. And there's this shield that keeps it safe from predators, right? But it's also wisdom. Guardians of gold. Okay. And then we got dreams. This one we haven't seen before. A 49. Okay, there's a dove. There's a cherub whispering secrets. It's very oceany and pikaki. And opium. This looks like a puppy. Okay, dove, peacock, water, cherub whispering secrets into the ear. Hey, you're gorgeous, right? Okay, so for the love of animals, blessings and dreams, a 49, a 28, and a 20. Okay. So trust your dreams and the things that it is telling you. Okay, this is, I feel like, it's the final countdown, okay? Where your resilience, your patience, all of the things are tested even more. So, I know for me, I've been kind of being hit periodically by waves of doubt, of uncertainty, and it's a constant upkeep of retraining the brain away from that, right? It's like love, right? You get hurt so many times by love you start to not trust it, right? You start to get a little bit anxious or whatever when it comes up, when the opportunity presents itself. It's kind of like, ugh. Every experience I've had before has turned out painful. And spirit is requiring you to trust that this time or the next time or whatever, what's coming for you is, or what is here for you now, right, is going to be different. And you're supposed to trust that, right? But you've got a lifetime of experience that makes it very hard to trust, right? And so this intellectualizing, like, well, this is your brain. Your brain gets involved and wants to debate, right? Part of the ego's job. Did you look at the stats, right? Did you check out the pie charts and the pro and con list and all of the stuff? We've got traceable, trackable, data here. Every time you give your heart to somebody, it gets trampled on. And you want us to just give it away again? But this is why we need to remind with a counter data sheet that before, when you were giving your heart away, you lacked the lenses to perceive what was for you and what is not for you. Now you possess them. You've done the underground, under the surface restructuring. So when you want to give your heart, it's going to be received differently because you're not just throwing it away. You're not just giving it away like you were before, right? If you want different results, make different choices, and you have. So when your ego is like, remember when you made this choice before, you got to counteract it and be like, yeah, and remember, I was completely different back then. My choices are different now also, and the results of my choices, right? So I feel this has kind of been the case lately. This, I think that's the devils, right? The little inklings. This is how in yesterday's reading, when wisdom also came up, okay, as well as your blessings, you carry a level of wisdom with you that you didn't have previously. All those false starts, let's call them, were all experiential data collecting that you now have, right? That you didn't have when you were making those choices before. Now you have it. So your results are going to be different, right? You hold the wisdom, trust it, trust your process. Keep reminding your heart and your ego. It's not like your ego is a devil, but it is the segue middleman between the spiritual and the physical. And it's kind of like, it's like almost like the integration point, right? So it does have the shadow. And because we are integrating our shadow, shadow exists within us. And this is that constant upkeep, right? The checking in to make sure that the light and the shadow are in balance and that nothing is trying to take over. Something like that. Okay, that's too many. I didn't realize there was 6 of them. So we will try again. Okay, I don't even know what I was saying. I guess that was the channel. So we'll see whatever that was. Sometimes it's hard. I get like overlaying images. And so when I tried to put it into words, sometimes it's like a piece from this overlay and a piece of that overlay. You know those puzzles? I forget what movie it was, but it was like these 3 maps. But when you laid them on top of each other and held them in front of the light, they created a thing that didn't exist without that overlap lay thing. Okay. It's like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So a room that's gonna come out is 2 of them. Probably the most gorgeous ones. There's a lot of gorgeous ones. Okay, it's Wunjo and Berkano. Okay, Wunjo and Berkano. Joy and fecundity. Wunjo, yes, joyful. What is it? The flashes. Okay. Instead, oops. I will, instead of trying to recall from memory, what's this? A people. It was a people. Okay. Hunjo, where are you? Oh, Berkano. Okay, birth, sanctuary, fertility, life change, and secrets. Yes, when this rune appears in a reading, there may be a birth of a child, an idea, or even a new goal. This can also be blessings, right? Blessings can be spiritual gifts, levels of awareness, internal knowings and perceptions, as well as physical manifestations, right? New ideas, aha moments, and tangible offers, contracts, whatever, all the things, okay? And then Zavunjo. Zavunjo is elusive in its gorgeousness, joy, pleasure, belonging, kinship, and prosperity. Okay, so first comes the birth of the idea, of the offer, of the aha, of the maybe baby, could be an actual baby, new life, right? Can be a new direction that you head towards, something that creates a pivot in your life. And then it's going to be joyful, okay? And then it's going to be joyful and pleasurable, okay? A symbol of well-being, it brings love, prosperity, and fulfillment, okay? So whatever Berkano is bringing in, these blessings, right? Something about your dreams. You may have had dreams that are validating or about to be validated. Some sort of link. I know I have it's kind of helping me as I push through when the waves hit of like all of those things, right? You're not good enough, you can't, you won't, you, all the things. I recall my dreams, and the ones that have already proven themselves prophetic. And so it helps me to remind me, right? Of like, oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. Because it's the illusion. That's right. The matrix, right? It's like this breaking through the surface. That's this portal that we're walking through. And the ceiling, it's the breaking through the ceiling, right? And so, I don't know, I guess it's almost like birthing. Ooh, it's like a birthing canal. Canal. Okay, there's lots of downloads coming in. The thing that is birthing anew could also be you, right? One who is able to receive blessings, one who is able to push through the firmament, the filament, and celebrate your wins. Okay, it's like follow and trust the signs and synchronicities that are leading you towards your celebration. Okay, these two cards, Six of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, are very auspicious, celebratory, collaborative. You are not alone on this journey. This is the psychological firmament that we're trying to break through right now. The matrix wants to keep you stuck, powerless, dependent. And it will try harder the closer you are. So that's another level that can help you to lock in. So the other thing that's coming up is the last couple of readings, we had this analogy because the Ace of Swords came out, which is like the sword of destiny, the sword of truth, the pulling the sword from the stone, right? The action necessary to claim what is yours and using your truth to stop momentum. So we had this chain with its links and the chain is falling off, kind of like when a ship looses its anchor, right? The weight of the anchor rips that chain down with it. And you want to stay clear because it's going to take everything that gets caught up in it along with it, right? And this using your sword of truth to halt the stop by stopping the train. I keep calling it a train. The chain. With your sword. So there's something about the holding. That was the point. The holding fast in your truth to stop you from being pulled back down. Ooh, maybe that's what's happening. It's like a matrix chain. This dense, heavy, also like ball and chain, right? It's like trying to lock you into servitude. Okay. We got something on the floor and it's face down. and it's your patience. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck, okay, because it is building, it is growing, it is moving at the speed in which it needs to, right? Like the tree needs to establish and ground its firm footing before it starts to grow super tall, because it needs to be able to hold itself upright. So you don't want to rush the process, right? And the same thing I'm getting with this knight is this trusting in the growth. I'm also getting Mickey and the Beanstalk, or Jack and the Beanstalk, whichever is your flavor, right? But this idea of allowing the stalk to grow, and it will lead you to the kingdom where everything is supersized, right? And gold. The land of abundance. You can't get there until it's finished growing. Okay, something about that. Okay, and your experience is coming up here. Okay, we've got the Eight of Cups. This is all your stepping stones that have led you along your way. I actually want to put it over here by your Six of Pentacles, which is my trusting your signs and synchronicities that are leading you. And then we've got the Judgment. Okay. This is confirmation of your rebirth. Your arrival. Your breakthrough point, right? Busting through the firmament. And this bust through, this step through, very, I don't even know what it was. It was a tiny little white, it looked like an orb, eyeball orb, but it was definitely something with wings. Just the speed at which the wings were moving kind of made it look like it was a sphere. But it came right up to the window here and then went into the tree. So this is, I don't know what that was. What was I talking about? Busting through, and the final push acts as a cleanser, right? The things that are trying to hold you back and not allow you to break through, they can't get through. So once you get through, they're gone. You will feel lighter. You will no longer have that lingering uncertainty. It's like a film. It's like a film. Okay. Who else is coming out? It's the Knight of Cups. Okay. Okay, Knight of Cups. This one is the cup that, or the knight that's on the move. This one is a fast-moving knight. He's carrying a cup. Something emotional, emotionally fulfilling, something to add to your cup, an elixir. So this could be the offer, the idea the thing that is coming towards you, right? In Berkano, we've got the birth of something. This is what it is. This is the thing that's coming. Okay, tell us more. Your cup of blessings. Because it's also secrets, right? Like the egg waiting to be hatched. You don't know what's inside of it. But your anticipation nurtures it. You can anticipate the worst or the best. You decide, right? There's your discernment. You decide. And it looks like this Knight of Cups is heading to the Queen. So you decide whether this cup, you receive it or not, Abby, right? And then we've got the Hierophante. Okay, so this could be a contract, a partnership, something sacred that is heading your way. This could also be the level of discernments that you have, right? The lenses you have acquired through your experience that is helping you to determine, to feel, to know if it's a keeper or not, right? This is the thing. Not all ideas are good ones, right? You have to have a certain level of discernment. Okay. It's the King of Cups. Making his heart-based, taking his heart-based actions towards the sun. Okay, beautiful follow-up. So whether this is what's coming, okay, out pops a King of Cups that this Knight of Cups is bringing in, or it is asking you to be balanced when you discern that it is for you, that it is gorgeous, that it is celebratory, that it is a blessing, right? Then you act from your heart space to receive it. And, you know, it could be either way. It could be both. Could also be someone who is emotionally available moving towards you. That is going to be gorgeous. Okay, this is all about your blessings, your patience, your wisdom to recognize. So that's beautiful. People, places, or things heading toward you. That will be gorgeous. Okay, I feel like the sun needs to just be on its own up there. And I feel like this... Where does this king go? Where does this king go? Maybe he's there. Does that feel better? A little bit better, yes. Yes, it does. Okay, now we got that all sorted. We need another card to balance. Okay, what do we want to know? More on what's coming? More on the blessings? Too many? We just want one. I guess 1 or 3, because then that still keeps it balanced. Anybody? Oops. Okay. Who's this? It's the transformation and the tower. And the people. Okay. We got 3. The tower, the death, and the 5 of wands. Okay. So major arcanas. So this can be read in several different ways. Right? The people for you or not for you, your level of discernment. You have check. Towers that happen, transformations, death of the old, birth of the new. This tracks, right? Necessary part of Berkano. Whether it is the death of the sanctuary of the womb when birth happens, or the destruction of the egg so that the creature within it can emerge. This is, or the transformation once you break through the filament, right? Firmament, filament. I think they're kind of the same thing. But maybe the filament can be broken through where a firmament cannot. Okay. So a tower, this is the breakdown, shakedown of the old, right? I feel like this is part of your transformation as well as creating towers in other people's lives by creating boundaries, by demonstrating that you're no longer the person that you used to be. You're no longer putting up with the things that you used to put up with. You're no longer behaving in the way that you used to behave. And this can shatter people's worlds, right? They expect a certain thing from you. And when you are not behaving in the way that they expect, it's can serve like a slap in the face for people. Not to say that, you know, maybe they don't need 1 or 2 of those, right? Because sometimes slaps in the faces can wake us up and, you know, back to life, back to reality kind of a moment. You can't control that, right? You can only control what you choose to pick up and receive and what you choose to cut away and relieve, right? Okay. And over here, the people are standing in behind the queen. Right? She's got her eyes closed and she's like, they're either like, she's awesome, yay! Or they're like, I don't know about this woman. But either way, she doesn't care. She's looking towards heart-based actions, potential, and self-mastery. Something like that. Okay, let's get some animal oracles here. Not right off the bat. That one was a mouse, though. Mice talk about details and being sure not to become too nitpicky, too fixated on the details. You need a good balance, right? You need a good balance between the details and the big picture. Okay. Who is that? Beautiful. Should we see if there's another one? Okay. For the love of animals. Okay. We've got major powerhouses here, plus an earthworm, which is interesting. Although I guess that earthworm didn't flip all the way out. So this, I feel like, is the transformation. This is the residuals of the old, right? The earthworm talks about holding your magic internally, keeping it from the outside. It asks you to let your freak flag, let your freak flag fly. Okay, but we got the lion, the bear, and the elk. I mean, 2 grounders and a fire. But interesting, the earthworm is also a grounder. Okay. Okay, animals. What do we got? The lion, patient, regal, a complete master. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. And I accidentally called the Knight a king for a second there. So it's like this patience in becoming a king in your material. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. Beautiful. Right? Yes. Okay, we'll put the lion over here. Okay. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. Beautiful. And the courage to rise up, right? To go after what it is that you want. When in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn and too serious. To bring into balance daily meditation and friendship. Ah, it's a lion. The lion. Okay. And the earthworm, shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Ooh, okay. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it, it's a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. When in balance, earnest, intelligent, and valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious and apprehensive. And to bring into balance, speak up and risk embarrassment. Okay, what a beautiful pairing with the lion, right? That's the courage to stand up even when you're shaky, even when you're new. Like this Knight of Pentacles knows that he is just a prince, not yet a king, but he's prepared. Prepared to take on the role if necessary. I don't know. Okay. Then we've got the bear waking from spiritual slumber beginning anew. Okay, another confirmation of this death card transformation. Who is this? I don't know. You can leave a message. Okay. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and efforts are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of a new direction and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of the spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. When in balance, inner strength yearning to grow. When out of balance, withdrawal, lethargy, and heaviness, and to bring into balance, movement and exercise. So that is a good way of counteracting any of those cumbersome heaviness that tries to take over, right? And bring it down. Dance, move, exercise, create, ground, right? This is why we've got these grounders here. When in balance, inner strength, yearning to grow. We did that already. Okay. And the elk. Stable, resilient, headstrong, the father. This is the emperor of the animal kingdom, right? The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold these values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, and consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high and mighty. And to bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously. Okay? Conscious consumption. Being mindful of what you are putting into your vessel, knowing that it affects the whole. Okay, gorgeous. And I feel like we had a visit from a fairy. So let's see what they have to say. What you got for us, the fairies? That one. Beautiful. It is the singer of initiation, a number 9. Beautiful. It was just 4409 when I said that. The singer of initiation. Sounds about right. Okay, singer number 9. Which comes right after the singer of courage. Passage through trial, triumph, new level. Whoa. Confirmation of this breakthrough point, right? That we talked about? Okay. Breakthrough. Drawing this card notifies us that significant change and challenge are both occurring in our lives, with the potential for moving into a new realm, which involves a new way of being. Whoa. This major change has been building for a long time, and the moment is now here to meet this challenge. We may already be aware of the initiation process, but perhaps have only seen it as bad luck or fate. It is neither. It is an opportunity to see if we have deep down truly learned the lessons we have been working on and are willing to apply them in our lives. Whoa. Often, knowing just what the initiation is about can seem one of the most difficult aspects of the process. However, once passed, it eventually will become clear in hindsight. For now, we only need to know, as the singer said to one Oracle group member, it can be done. Look with your heart. The presence of the singer of initiation in a reading often presages a period of success, of seeing, accepting, and using our own powers at a higher and more ethical level. We move into greater fulfillment of our potentials. It also means taking on a new level of responsibility for ourselves and in the world. The gate is open to us, but we must take the action of stepping through it. Wow. Goosebump bronies. Okay, but it also could be because the fan is on my back. Okay. Wow. And interference. This is the thing, right? So hold the line, hold the chain, hold the love, hold your faith, hold your self worthy, capable, confident, and gorgeous. Can you do it? Yeah, you can. Okay. We'll get a couple of these guys. You guys can't hear the mowers anyways. Oh, it's over there too. Oh no. That's kid playing. Okay, we got two coming out, and the first one that's upright is strength. Beautiful. With the lion, right? It gives me, the strength card always gives me this, like, someone who has a black belt in karate, right? And because of their confidence in their ability to defend themselves, there's less need to, in a way, right? When you understand your power, you're not flailing about with it, destroying everything in your wake. There is a certain responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, what's this one? Oh, we got the moon. Okay. Trust the revelation of all the things. Keep your heart in the game. Trust your discernment and your experience. And keep reminding yourself that you are all that in a bag of chips. Okay. Okay, let's look at these together. Okay. Want to see the more? gone. Okay. I mean, there's not much to mow out there. Oh, don't look at my rubbish pile. Okay. So, okay, we got rebirth, collaboration, and adore. This is beautiful because Three of Cups talks a little bit about collaboration. Okay, you're going to adore it. Your collaborators, what you're doing, they're going to adore you. It's just going to be a orgy of adornment. Okay. Rebirth, yes. There's your Bacano. There's your death and your rebirth. Beautiful. We've got receive. Wow. Receive the love that's coming into you. I mean, really, this should be, yeah. Because this is, you're patiently waiting for the inspiration to move, to discern whether or not it's worth moving on, and to take heart-based actions, right? With this balance between the masculine and feminine. And this is also how you're engaging with all of the people, whether they're for you or not, right? Discernment and actions from the heart. So that's beautiful. And your ability to receive, right? Whatever's coming your way. Consider first, consider how far you've come, consider where you've been, have all of these things factor in, but ultimately act from your heart space with compassion. Beautiful. Yes. And commit. And commit to your joy, okay? To your revelation. Okay, what else we got? Allow the signs and synchronicities to guide you, to lead you. Okay, beautiful. And finally, adjust. Make the necessary adjustments when you find yourself feeling otherwise. We'll just call it that. Feeling otherwise, right? Other than the love, the trust, the certainty. That's part of your blessing. Okay? There's the guy. There's the guy mowing. So there we go. Beautiful blessings on its way to you. Trust the messages coming in your dreams. Okay? Your ability to prophesize through your dreams could be another level of your blessings that you recognize as things reveal themselves in due time, as the subconscious becomes conscious, right? Trust your wisdom and be in joy. Yes. Okay. Love and appreciate you all, and hope to see you next time. Bye.